Guys, welcome to Neighborhood Picks. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. We got big news. We got big NFL news today. Derrick Henry was on the practice field for the Tennessee Titans. And in case you haven't been following the standings, the Tennessee Titans are still number one in the standings. So if they could ever get Derrick Henry back, that Super Bowl Titans bet that I made in the beginning of the year could be alive. And I got I got stats today. I got stats today that are gonna blow your effing mind. You want it? The first mind effing stat that I'm gonna give you is Derrick Henry got hurt after 8 games. He had almost 1,000 yards, 938, 940 yards. Derrick Henry played 8 games. Ezekiel Elliott just finished 16 games. Known as a horse, lead back, Dallas Cowboys playoff team. Ezekiel Elliott finished 16 games with 219 carries. Derrick Henry, after 8 games, had 219 carries. Holy shit! Nick Chubb, 13 games. Horse, bell cow, 219 carries. How many fucking times were they going to run this poor guy before he broke his foot? He was on pace for 450 carries. That's got to be a record. I didn't even look that up. It's so ridiculous. But with Derrick Henry back, it just brings everything back into reality. In the AFC, the Titans are at the number 1 seed with 11 wins. The Chiefs are at 11 wins. Cincinnati, Buffalo, and New England all have 10 wins. Now, the 6 and 7 spots are still up for grabs. As of now, it's the Colts and Chargers. But Vegas and the Steelers are still looking around. The Steelers, Big Fat Ben, we just can't get rid of them. The Steelers, we all thought they played their last game. If they can win and Jacksonville can somehow win, the Steelers still go into the playoffs. But that's going to be tough. But Derrick Henry back at practice. You got to look at – there's 2 teams that I want everybody to look at as real, true contenders to win it all because they just won't fucking go away. The Indianapolis Colts and the Tennessee Titans. And I look at them as almost the same sort of team. The Colts, good quarterback, aggravates me, but he's good at times. He shows he could play good. Carson Wentz, and they got a tough running back, Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor is probably going to be the runner-up for the Offensive Player of the Year this year. If they give the MVP to Rodgers or Brady, they got to give the Offensive Player of the Year unless he catches 0 balls to Cooper Kupp. So JT, Jonathan Taylor, he's got a lot of yards too. Jonathan Taylor needs 266 yards for 2,000 yards this week. That's pretty cool. But he's still going to finish with 1,900 yards. He's got that sprinter speed, and the Colts are right there in that 6th seed. If they get into those playoffs, they have a shot to go far because they're a team that travels. They got defense, they got running, they're built. The Colts, the Titans, and the Browns were all constructed similar, but the Browns fell by the wayside with Baker and all hurt. But the Colts kept it together, the Titans kept it together, and those are 2 really cool teams to look at with devastating running back, Jonathan Taylor, Derrick Henry coming back, and those are the 2 best I've seen. Now, we got 2 other teams in the AFC playoff race that are opposite. Cincinnati and Kansas City both have 2 1,000-yard receivers. Now, Kansas City is the one you would think of before the year. You got Tyreek Hill and Kelsey. They both made 1,000 yards again. In Cincinnati, we got a new flavor, and I like it. I like it a lot. We got Jamar Chase, who went for 1,400, 1,500 yards or something like that, and he broke Justin Jefferson's record from last year for most yards for a rookie. So I was like, damn, how's Justin Jefferson feel about that? And I looked at the stats for now. Justin Jefferson's got more yards than Jamar Chase right now. So Justin Jefferson definitely has the record for most yards for the first 2 years ever because he's got more yards than Jamar Chase right now. So if he had 1,400 and 1,600, that guy's got 3,000 yards in his first 2 seasons, Jefferson. Wow. Salute to you. I just thought of that now. But getting back to what I'm saying, Cincinnati, you got Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, my favorite player. He's up to almost 1,100. So you got Cincinnati in the playoffs with Joe Burrow really doing well, 2,000-yard receivers. And KC, you can't count out Mahomes. They were just getting a little fancy. Teams were catching up to them. It's a league of cat and mouse, and I believe that that's what happened to them, but it looks like they're on track. You don't have to blow teams out. Tom Brady made a legacy of winning Super Bowls by 3 points, come back. You don't have to blow teams out. Who made that up, right? Right or wrong? Like, we're like, oh, the Chiefs. The Chiefs haven't been blowing people out on a regular basis since they had Kareem Hunt. Let's look at them how they are now, and they're a Super Bowl contender, definitely. But Cincinnati's going to be fun with Higgins and Burrow, and they still got Mixon, who's a legit runner. And I think Burrow is one of the best young quarterbacks of the bunch. But the Chargers sitting that 7 seed. Man, I really, really want to see the Chargers get in because I got another stat for you. I'm not just talking shit. I actually do this. Justin Herbert, who's my favorite young quarterback of the bunch. That's why I got so offended when they were like, oh, who would you rather have, Burrow or Mahomes? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Joe Burrow's the comeback player of the year. He missed last year with the torn ACL, and he played great this year. And I think he had like 35 and 15 or something. What did Burrow have this year? Joe Burrow. Okay, so yeah, he had a good year. He had 34 and 14 for 4,600. But let me tell you something, guys. The best player to ever come out new in his first 2 seasons, his name was Dan Marino. He has the record for the most touchdown passes in his first 2 seasons ever. That includes Mahomes, everybody we've ever discussed, ever. Marino is still the best young quarterback, 68 touchdown passes after his first 2 seasons. Justin Herbert has 66 touchdown passes. Now, if this was the old days, he would have fell short. But we got the 17th game. I don't know if there's asterisks or not. Don't give a shit. All I know is there's records on the line, so I'm going with it. Herbert's got 66, so that means if Justin Herbert throws 2 touchdowns this weekend, he will tie Dan Marino. He needs 3 touchdown passes to beat Dan Marino's record of 68 touchdown passes in his first 2 seasons in the NFL. But I got to leave my best stat that I've looked at for last. I just want to give a major salute to the Pittsburgh Steelers coach, Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin, he has gone 15 seasons now coaching the Pittsburgh Steelers. He has gone 15 seasons without a losing season. He assured it 15 straight non-losing seasons for Pittsburgh. That is unbelievable, and that just goes to show you that Mike Tomlin is one of the greatest coaches in the NFL and possibly ever. So in the AFC, you got the Titans at the number 1, which is unbelievable. The Chiefs, Cincy, Bills, New England. The Bills and New England are still jockeying for the league championship, so that's going to depend on seeding. And then 6 and 7, you got the Colts and the Chargers. I like that right there. I hope Vegas and the Steelers stay out. So that's what I'm looking at for everything. So we got a little bit of everything. Got a little bit of the NFC with the last video. This is what I see in the AFC, and it's time to start getting excited.